Well, hello everyone. Recently I started to show some different Bibles that I've purchased and do a little bit of reviews. So I wanted to do another one today and show this Bible off because it is a good one for people to know about and certainly good Bible for people to purchase if they're looking for a good Bible. And it is the large print Thinline English Standard Version in genuine leather black. So as you can see, it comes in this nice box. It is a nicely done box, clamshell design, opens like that. And the Bible that you get is this genuine leather cover. If you get this particular model, I didn't see a lot of reviews on YouTube of this model. There's the ISBN. So I thought it would be good to show this for those who are looking. As you can see, the cover is very grainy, coarse feeling, kind of a pretty stiff cover. But I don't mind that. I think that it kind of has a durable feel to it. I think some people, though, prefer a soft cover. So if you want a softer cover, you would either need to go with the top grain leather or some sort of a premium leather cover, or get actually the cheaper version of this. I think this costs around $40, but you can get a cheaper version of the True Tone cover, and that's a synthetic cover, but it is softer, I believe. But what I love about these Crossway Bibles is I just think they look so elegant. I think they just have such a nice look to them. They do such a good job. For the price that you're paying with Crossway Bibles, you're always going to get something that looks really nice, in my opinion. And in some ways, I just think they kind of look how you want a Bible to look, right? You know, you want a Bible to look elegant. You want a Bible to look like something that's really an important work, because it is. And I think Crossway really shows that in their designs. Now, the English Standard Version itself, I do want to talk more about that version sometime. It is a good one, and that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. It's more of a literal translation. It's tied into the historic translations like the King James Version and the Revised Standard Version. So I'd love to talk about that sometime. But what I wanted to show you here, though, is just that, you know, if you're looking for a good, solid translation, English Standard Version is good. And this particular Bible is nice because it's a thin line. It's only around 1 inch thick. But it is, as we get in here, you'll see it has pretty good size print in there. It's called large print. It's not extremely large. I think it's around 10-point font. Also, again, you just see just the beautiful design. You know, they have a really elegant looking logo. And I think it really ties into, it kind of has a historic look to it. And the English Standard Version, I think, really ties in nicely to the time of the Reformation and the translations that came out of that time, and it's kind of a continuation of that. So as you go through this Bible, you see the normal things, but here's a preface to the English Standard Version. I'd like to compare it sometime to the Revised Standard Version because it's actually, this preface here is good. It's interesting, but the Revised Standard Version is a much more detailed preface, and this was actually based on the Revised Standard Version. And I would also say the Revised Standard Version is a more controversial preface, so I'd love to talk about that. Here's the title page to the Old Testament. And then finally we get into the text here. And what I want to show here is that, again, the print is nice and readable, large, 10-point font. It's good. And to me, I just always feel like these Crossway Bibles have just a nice look to them. I know we all have different preferences, and this isn't actually my top choice of translation, but I love the look of this. And even, for example, it's a paragraph format, and yet the verses really do stick out. They've got them in the bold, and then just the look of the font, I think, looks really nice. And when I read a Bible like this. I find it very easy to read and enjoyable to read. I think the font is a really good font for a Bible. Nice headings, and again, just an overall nice layout. The paper in this, again, for maybe a $40 Bible in that range, it maybe costs a little bit more than that, but it's just kind of a mid-range grade Bible, and yet I would say the paper is maybe even a little nicer. When you're getting a lot of these kinds of Bibles, the paper can just be so thin and almost tissue paper feeling. But I think this paper has kind of a nice, nice feel to it. To me, it feels pretty good quality. It is thin though, and it does have some show through, which pretty much any Bible will have that. But it is line matched. And so that means that the lines on this page match up with the lines on the other pages. And so it actually allows the words to come out more clearly, and you don't see the words coming from the other side of the page too much. So you can see, again, this is a translation that's more word for word, and it's also more traditional in its approach. The measurements in this use, I believe, the biblical measurements, the measurements that were more in the original languages, like a cubit and a span and an ephah and things like that, that are the actual biblical measurements, as opposed to translations that are trying to be more accessible to modern readers, where they actually measure things in feet and inches and gallons and things like that. But it's a solid translation. Many people love this translation. And just kind of going through here, we get to the back of the Bible. And we're going to see that it has pretty much the standard things. Now, this is where you actually see a conversion of the biblical units, the measurements, to what we use today. And so you can actually see, how that would look in our measurement systems. And then we've got a concordance here. And these are very common Bibles. Pretty good size. And eventually I will get through this. And then, of course, we've got some maps. And I know I'm showing things that pretty much, every Bible has, and it doesn't seem like anything all that significant. But it's always good just to see how the different publishers make these different parts of the Bible look. That's nice. Crossway does such a good job. They really do. What I wanted to show you, though, was just kind of the overall make of the Bible, how the footprint looks here. Very easy to carry, and it's only, like I said, an inch thick or so. So it's a thin line, and Crossway just does such a great job with that. I think they've got some of the best, if not the best, thin line Bibles out there that are on the market right now. So that's just a little overview. I didn't go into every single detail. Something I almost always forget to show is the ribbons, because I'm not like a big ribbon guy. I kind of forget they're there a lot of times. So for those of you who are like really big into Bible collecting, I know you probably want to shun me for saying that, but I don't care about ribbons that much. That's a nice looking ribbon though. It's okay. Again, for the grade of this Bible, the quality grade, it's actually quite a nice ribbon. And then I know a lot of people like to look at the details, like inside the cover here, paste down liner. Those are the edges. And this is the front cardstock vinyl type paper here. So it's well made. How long will it last? Well, it really depends on how heavily it's used. But this Bible, I'm going to, probably keep it in the box a lot, put it in my backpack when I travel, Really good carry around Bible, and it's so easy to carry and fits so nicely into a backpack, and yet it's still a good size font. And so, great to take with you traveling, and yet you can teach from this and you can read long periods of time from this. So for, between $35 and $45 for Bibles like this with the genuine leather cover, I think Crossway has done a great job in producing this. So if you have any questions about this Bible and want to ask me more about it, feel free to ask the questions in the comments section. Or if you have any feedback for me on my review here, I'd love to hear from you. But that's my review. And look at the ESV large print Thinline Bible in genuine leather black.